Welcome to the video for the B-flat concert scale for the alto saxophone. This is Mr. Songer with you. And you'll notice on the screen I have opened up to page 37 in your Accent on Achievement book. And I'd like you to do that unless you can see the screen pretty well. It's a little bit on the blurry side, so you might be better off playing out of your book. But we're going to talk about scales today and learn about this scale right here, the G major scale for saxophones. First of all, a scale is a series of notes, and in this case it's 8 notes that can start on any note you want, and in this case it starts on G. And it goes up in alphabetical order, so you're going to go G, and then A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you're going to end on the same note you started on, an octave higher. And then you'll notice it comes right back down again. Another way to think about it is if you start on a line like this scale, it goes line, space, line, space, line, space. You don't skip any notes. And it's important to know your scales because it helps you play songs in band or solos or anything you're playing. Because all scales were created because composers and music theorists noticed that composers used certain notes of scales or certain notes in songs that could all be put together into a scale. And so we practice our scales so that when we go to play our music, we're actually better at it right away. So it's really good to practice your scales. Now, the first thing to notice about any song you play, and scales in particular, is your key signature. If you look at this scale, G major scale, you'll notice that there is one sharp. It's an F sharp. That means when you get to your second highest note, you're going to finger that 1, 2, 3, and then on your bottom hand, your second finger, not your first. That's one of the most confusing notes on the saxophone. Make sure you play F sharp. And also keep in mind, there is no B flat and there is no C sharp. The B and C are natural. So your third note there, B, is probably what you're used to, just your first finger. And then the C, the fourth note, is just your second finger. Say a couple more things here before we try it. The next thing I want to tell you is that when the band director tells you play your concert B flat major scale, it's a little bit confusing because you don't start on a B flat, you start on a G, and that's because the saxophone is made in such a way that the note that you are playing, that you think you're playing, isn't actually the note that's sounding. It's kind of a confusing concept, but just know when your band director gets up in the front of the band and says play your B flat concert scale, you will start on a G and you'll play your G major scale. And then the last thing I'll say is notice on this version, the first 4 measures are repeated, and then at the end we have some chords, so you can play the top note or the bottom note. It is your choice. So here we go. We're going to try this scale. This is the top scale on page 37, your G major scale. 1, 2, 3, go. Repeat. And there you go. That's your concert B flat major scale.